Welcome my friends, we are talking about some Town Hall 11 hits, and Graves is coming out. Hex, in fact himself, the man, showing us how it's done. Now this was the second hit on this base I believe, but still a great 3-star on this account. Now be sure to stick around, you can see my attacks, and yes, I failed. And the reason I'm going to show you my fails, well, we'll get to my fails later, forget my fails right now. Let's just look at the beauty of Spartan's Legacy. Face and Power COC, unfortunately, did not pull away with the win, but it's okay. No worries, we're going to see some beautiful 3-stars. Now, the goal here is, well, we already know what the goal is. Using a hero charge, suicide hero as many people call them. With this ability, Queen will go in, King is there for funneling, and the Queen will step in, take down some expos, air defenses, take down the Inferno, and with the ability, should get both of these down before the Hound comes out, and yes, she does. Very nice suicide hero. Now, how can this be a suicide hero base? Well, certain bases are set up that way. You're just gonna have to figure it. I mean, they're usually on these island Infernos, but anyways, coming in with the loon portion here, and putting Hounds down in the center. Now, what we've got here is kind of very easy pathing on the loons. You can tell because of the 3 loons going all the way into the core of that air defense was able to provide a lot of tank. And on the back end here, just going to use loons and taking down the Inferno. So is this base a good base? No, I don't like it with that middle air defense. Now, if the middle air defense wasn't there, completely different story. These southern, like at 8 o'clock, like at 8 o'clock, those defenses would have had way more damage than what was going on. Now this, look, the Queen did not even die and was still able to get the 3-star. So Grizz showing us how it's done. Suicide hero is very powerful. Hero charge, in case there's some demonetization, I don't even know. But if you can see these sort of island Infernos where they're kind of separated or they're kind of easy to get to, I should say, it's a good strategy to use if they're rocking a Hound loon, of course. Now, let's move on to, you know what, let's show my attack. I'm going to show my attack because I'm going to do it, and I always say if you're going to watch a YouTuber, yes, I failed twice, unfortunately, if you're going to watch a YouTuber, make sure they show their attacks, can they 3-star, and even in their fails, can they even hit it. Now, this was just ugly, flat out ugly, and I had a chance to win the war for us, but I didn't. It was just replicating a plan with a couple tweaks, but was not able to get it down, mainly because we're going to speed it up right here. The Queen placement. I should have put the Queen down south. I was like, you know what, she'll go in no matter what. No, she doesn't. She comes over here. Just in the other attacks, in the previous attacks, the Queen was like put in the, see this corner? Queen was put in the corner. I put her just like 2 spaces back or 1.5 spaces back. Ended up being a big fat fail. So that has to happen. You know what? I'm going to show you this, my other hit. Now this one was almost a 3-star on this one, but just not quite enough. And this is actually going to be helpful for you. There's a couple things here that I should have planned out. I got unlucky on AI, but that happens to all of us, so you can't blame that. But other than that, the tweaks I made to this attack were solid from the previous one. But I'm not going to show the process because I didn't get the 3-star. But the tweaks I made sure the golem came out a bit sooner, protected the Queen a bit longer. Everything was pretty much the same. But I did not. I put the Hogs on this side at 8 instead of at 3, and that was going to be a major difference. So let's come on, bring in the King and Queen. And the reason why I'm going to show this because it actually helps you out. Bowlers did the job that was needed, and then right here, the reason I chose to come on this side because I knew some of my troops would come on this compartment, so it would kind of tank for the Hogs, but I was a little bit late on the Hogs anyway, but still, doesn't matter. The big thing here is a couple bad mistakes. First of all, let's look at here. The first thing was, after the Queen took down the Wizard Tower, this is bad, it's just unlucky AI. So she decided to hit a wall here, instead of go to the expo. She was going after the cannon because I guess it was closer. However, you know, AI, she should not hit a wall, she should step up. That was one bad mistake, but the worst mistake that I made that I would tweak would be bringing Hogs up for this mortar up here. The reason why this mortar is such deadly, because I might have actually even 3-starred this base if I actually cleared this mortar. And if I was going to tweak this attack, this is what you want to look for, because look at the mortar here. Gonna be able to get 2 hits. That was 1 hit on the mortar. Here's a second hit on the hogs, sorry. That is just taking them down lower and lower. So those 2 hits, that extra hit points could have kept them alive long enough to clear the rest of the base. Possibly, not sure if it would, but that's something you would change. So those couple things just ended up being the fails, but we're not going to focus on that in the sense, you know, I fail. It's okay. We already know that. Not looking too hot on the Spartans. I think I'm 0-4 now on 10v10 and Spartans. Not good at all. I got to step that up. That's terrible. Terrible sauce. If I can't step it up, don't watch me. Well, you can watch my switchback hair. That's about it. But other than that, don't watch me. You definitely need to watch someone who can 3-star. Not all the time. I mean, I do 3-star, and I do hit-ups as well. So, but if you want to get good at war, do they show their own attacks? And if they don't, get rid of them. Get rid of them indeed, because you don't want to learn from somebody who doesn't know how to hit. It's just not good. It's like learning how to play baseball or the piano from someone who doesn't know how to play, like, or haven't played themselves or aren't any good. Like, so it's just common sense. You don't want to do that. Unfortunately, most people on YouTube, most strategists, that's what they do. They're not that. Some of them are not. Yes, some of them are not good at all. However, they get lots of subs and all this stuff. So I know YouTube's a little bit different, but anyways, if you want to get serious about war, make sure you watch someone who's actually good in war. Anyways, a great cleanup hit here. Blast showing us how it's done. Now this attempt, I think this was attempted, he was the 3rd attempt or the 4th attempt. I can't remember, but we made a couple tweaks. Didn't have a wall breaker fail, and was able to get a nice kill squad in there, and then just going to hog the back end. Now, hogs are very powerful these days, but look at this awesome, let me pause it. 12 o'clock up there. The reason those hogs are coming in, it's all about funneling, my friends. If you did not funnel up there, you would have hogs split off. Thus, you wouldn't have as many hogs go to the Inferno Tower and the inn. Thus, you would be getting hit more by the Inferno Rays and other units. So, again, some simple funneling there. And on the back end, just going to pretty much clean this up. And going to have plenty of time in the end. But my friends, there are a couple 3-stars. We only got 2 3-stars. If I had just stepped up my game, however I didn't, we would have won. I should have totally gotten a 3-star. After the war, you know, I don't know. It happens. It happens. But you got to move on, I guess. Or get better. Now, I always push myself to get better, because if you can't get better, you're just fooling yourself. Like, you got to push yourself to get better. I talk about this over and over. Push yourself hard. If you want to compete at the high level, you got to push and push. That means taking criticism from your clanmates, like asking for advice. That means rewatching your attacks. That means watching videos. That means really honing down and not being offended if someone says you stink at this. And I would always encourage that. Like, if anyone's going to see me, even you watchers out there or anyone else, if you have constructive criticism, not just to be mean for mean's sake, then please give it. Anyways, a very close war. We had some time fails. Look at that, 99% on 11v11, 95%. We had another 97% for those 3 attacks. We would have won. It came down to the wire. But anyways, a couple of attacks for you. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't feel too bad. Fail is inevitable. Let's try to get better together. That is my goal. And once things start to click, you'll be good to go. And that's what I'm really wanting things to click, like, permanently on for 10v10, where like my hit rate's in like the 30 to 40% range at the current meta. That would be amazing. And I think it's not execution per se. It might be strategy. Because I'm fine on the execution. I believe it's like certain strategies used. I want to get better at that. So know when to use hogs and all this good stuff. But anyways, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Halo out.